do the sex.
Today's Talk Sex for the Net topic is the #1 oral intimacy mistake men make and how to fix it. Most men think oral intimacy is all about what their mouth is doing. Fast, slow, strong, gentle. But here's the reality. Women aren't walking away unsatisfied because of what you're doing down there. They're unsatisfied because of what you're missing. And this isn't just my opinion. Studies show that up to 70% of women don't climax from penetration alone. They need a combination of clitoral and whole body arousal. Yet men often treat oral like a quick stop on the way to the main event. That's the #1 mistake, treating oral like a performance instead of a connection. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it step by step, science-backed, and in a way that doesn't just make her feel good in the moment, but makes her remember you long after. But before we dive in, I want to remind you that I'm over on OnlyFans, and there I'm not only sharing my sex and intimacy how-tos and demonstrations along with audio-guided self-pleasure meditations, I'm also offering a one-on-one coaching experience. If you are not ready to fully dive into coaching long-term, you can go to my OF page and you can ask me one-off questions there, or a couple of questions. So head over there and check it out. You can find me there at Talk Sex with Annette. You can also find me over on Substack doing a whole lot of the same thing, minus the coaching, and you can find me there by my handle at Talk Sex with Annette. You can also scroll down to the notes below where you're going to find all of the links you need to find me, well, anywhere you want to find me and join me. So now let's get ready to dive into the #1 mistake that men make when they're going down. Cheers. So let's dive right into that big mistake. The mistake is performance over presence. Many men rush, focus on the finish, or rely on one rhythm like it's a formula. A 2017 study found that women's sexual satisfaction was highest when partners paid attention to cues and adjusted, not when they used more intense techniques. Presence is what's missing. She doesn't just want stimulation. She wants to feel you tuned in. Without that, oral feels mechanical, even if it's technically good. If she feels like you're checking a box, tongue here, finger there, done, she'll check out mentally. Desire drops and the connection is gone. She's never going to reach that big O. So now I want to go over some of the biggest myths when it comes to giving oral intimacy. And these are the ones that are sabotaging you in bed with her. So let's bust myths that make men bad at oral. First, the lizard flick tongue method. You know the one I'm talking about. It's the one that men often mimic when they're trying to show that they're really good at delivering oral intimacy. But that rapid fire flicking move you've seen in porn, it looks impressive, but it feels like nothing or uncomfortable. Why? Because nerves respond best to pressure plus rhythm, not frantic fluttering. It reads detached, almost clinical, and more about your ego than about her pleasure. One note speed is a bad thing. Going fast and staying fast might look like stamina, but her body adapts. The brain gets forward, and without variation, the sensation dulls. Also, ignoring your hands. It's a big no-no. Too many men think oral means mouth only, or they feel like it's a gold star if they help her achieve the big O without adding hands. Wrong. Your hands are your secret weapon for guiding rhythm, creating full body sensation, and most importantly, reading her body. And we're going to get to that. So debunking these myths is step 1 in turning oral from meh to unforgettable. Rewind and go back over them as many times as you need to get them out of your oral play repertoire. So let's talk about why presence matters. Arousal is neurological and emotional, not just physical. The brain is the biggest sex organ. It needs to feel safe and seen and engaged. Research shows that the same brain areas that light up during intimacy overlap with those linked to trust, bonding, and emotional safety. Oral intimacy is communication. You're telling her, I see you, I'm here with you, and I want to experience this with you. So now let's talk about how to fix it, how to make sure you are a master at giving her oral intimacy. The first step is slow down and build anticipation. Now, I've talked a lot about how important building anticipation is in my how-to videos. No different here. Don't dive straight in. Use your breath, use your hands, even just hovering. Studies on delayed gratification show anticipation itself heightens arousal. Let her feel your presence before she feels your touch. Step 2 is tune in to her signals. Watch her breath, sounds, body tension. That's your roadmap. If she holds tension, slow down. If she leans towards you, lean in. The number one intimacy skill is listening without words. Now we're to step 3, and it's super, super important. Integrate hands, but with permission. Internal and external touch increases sensitivity, and that's always going to be a plus. Research shows that blended stimulation produces stronger climaxes for women. With consent, use your fingers externally to complement your mouth. Think light, teasing strokes. When ready, add internal touch. Remember, this only happens with her consent. Ask, but make sure when you're asking it's sexy, turns her on. That yes needs to be accompanied with a long sigh, followed with lots of moans. And when you finally enter, think slow, curved motion. Not forced, but exploration. Not a strong hook. You're going to need to go see my demo to see exactly what that curve should look like. And you can find that over on my OF page. The magic isn't in doing more. You're going to be syncing your emotions. It's in coordinating so she feels enveloped. So here's my number one secret, and what I myself have found much, much success with. Use your fingers to read her body. The G-spot swells and firms when it's aroused. You'll be able to feel it puff up. The vaginal canal actually tense or balloons. It will expand as she opens up and gets closer. You'll also feel subtle pulsings or contractions that tell you how close she's getting. That paired with her sounds and her movements are going to tell you everything you need to know about how well you're doing, what she wants more of, and what she wants less of. This isn't just stimulation, it's information. Her body tells you what she needs if you pay attention, and I'm telling you, she is going to be impressed and wonder how you knew exactly what she needed at exactly which moment. Don't worry, we can keep that little secret between you and I. Next, we are going to break the script. The brain adapts to repetition. Sensation dulls. So add pauses, change rhythm, sometimes stop completely, and just breathe with her. Think of it like music, peaks, valleys, rests. That unpredictability keeps her engaged. But here's a hot warning sign. Do not change it up constantly. We need consistency followed by a brief change. If you're changing things up every minute or so, she's never going to be able to build that arousal to the point where she can spill over and enjoy the big O. So, consistency followed by a change. Stay with it, change. But again, you're reading her body. Make sure that arousal is building before you switch it up. The final step is connect beyond the physical. This is super important. We all know that women tend to be emotional creatures when it comes to intimacy and arousal. So do things like whisper encouragement, I love this. You taste amazing. I'm right here. It's not dirty talk, it's affirmation. Emotional connection amplifies physical pleasure. So finally, let's talk about after the big O, or the big finish. Here's another mistake that men often make, is just stopping the second she climaxes. Many women need a soft landing, not a hard stop. So here are some tips to help you out. Ease up instead of pulling away. Let her ride the waves down. Soften your rhythm. Keep contact light but present. Look, sometimes she'll surprise you by hitting a second wave. That's right. She'll start heading up to crest again, and it's your job to dive in and go right back to step one and get her there. That's right. The ever sought after rolling O's. They're one of my favorites to both give and receive. So aftercare matters. Studies show post-intimacy affection improves relationship satisfaction. A simple hand on her body, a kiss on her thigh, or holding her can transform the experience after she is done. And again, that aftercare, which I have a how-to video on, will bring her back for more and more and more. And you never know, may end in round 2 beginning. So here's the truth. The number one oral intimacy mistake isn't about your tongue or your stamina. It's about ignoring presence, falling for bad myths, and forgetting that her body will tell you everything you need to pay attention to and know. Slow down. Use your fingers to read responses. Ditch the lizard flick. Build anticipation. And when she climaxes, don't slam on the brakes. Do that, and she won't just remember the act, she'll remember you. Now, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to know more, you have your own input on this topic, make sure to scroll down and drop your thought in the comments below if you are on my YouTube channel at Talk Sex with Annette. If not, you can always send me an email at annette@talksexwithannette.com. You can also scroll down to the notes section below and leave me a voicemail on my speak pipe. And if you are looking for your own wing woman, support person, or sex and intimacy coach, my books are open, and I would love to support you on your sex and intimacy journey and help you start experiencing more pleasure in your life starting tonight. And again, remember, if you're not ready for the full meal deal, head over to my OF where you can ask me one-off questions and start having better intimacy tonight, whether that's intimacy with yourself or someone else. So until next time, I'll see you in the locker room. Cheers.
Ring loop.